if you squint real hard, it almost looks like a full beard.
Yeah. Keep telling yourself that, Dan. Anyway, have you seen the new rules for the new season? Apparently there's an unprecedented number of rules this BBC thing is talking about.
I have seen the story that you forwarded to me in preparation of this episode. The headline, anyway.
What, you haven't even read it yet? You haven't read
I was hoping...
you haven't done your homework.
I was hoping you could just explain it to me, and then we could go from there.
This was the same last season. Sess and I were going over the rules, and you were just saying, I don't understand.
Yeah. I understand.
You're meant to be here to help me fix football, Dan.
I am. I will help fix it. I just, the information's a small detail. It's a small detail. It's
is it?
Yeah, it's
the information is a small detail.
Yes, it's the ability to fix, the creative mindset. That's important.
Okay, you're just lacking the ingredients to be able to churn out the fixes.
And the brains and the creativity and all of those things.
Yeah. All right then. Well, we'd best make a start, hadn't we? This week then. Let's fix the new Premier League rules. Hello and welcome to the Football is Fixable Alright podcast with me, James, and I'm joined by Dan, who is not going to be able to contribute much to this episode apparently.
I will. You'll just have to feed me some information as we go. It'll be fine.
Inspire you. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I've seen a couple of the rules. I'm like, I've got a ballpark idea. I know that this is an unprecedented amount of rules. So
unprecedented number of rules. Yes. Well, that's what the BBC article starts off by saying.
I'm so pleased that you're still here to correct my grammar. I'm so pleased. Thank you.
Yeah, no worries. So the 26-27 season will feature an unprecedented number of new laws, mostly designed to tackle tempo and make the game quicker, which I swear is the same thing. But before we get into those, can I just say...
Give it more pace.
Well, this is the thing. They've been trying to kind of push for that angle for years now. We talked about it in our sort of early episodes last season. We talked about the new rules coming in then. And do you remember the rules that they brought in for last season, right? So they had things like the 8-second goalkeeper kick rule.
Yeah.
Do you remember that?
That I think it was like a couple of weeks and then they just forgot about it and then didn't bother.
Yes! Does anyone of you listening, seriously, do any of you remember seeing a corner being given to the opposition because the goalkeeper held the ball for more than 8 seconds? Occasionally we did see in the match where the referee counted down to the keeper, but it just kind of got forgotten about, didn't it? Especially in games near the end of the season, I remember thinking, like, I'm sure that goalkeeper's held on to it for like 10-15 seconds now. Yeah. What's going on? The referee didn't do anything. And here's another one from last season, right? Did you notice the captains only rule?
Oh, yeah, captains only can speak to the referees, which I think has been a rule every single year for like the last 10 years and is never seen through.
Well, that's the thing. It was kind of, I don't know if it was an official rule or not until last season, but then last season it became an official rule and it didn't do anything. Every single game, loads of players go up to the referee, whether they're captain or not, to kind of argue their cases. It didn't do a thing. They're just adding these rules in there, and it just convolutes and blurs everything. The refs don't really know what they're doing anymore. It's just... those are the rules from last year. So what I'm starting this episode by saying is the new rules coming in are going to be pointless.
Well, I'd wager a bet that they'd repeat some of the rules that never happened last season and just kind of try and pretend that they never asked for them to be happened. They'll be like, oh, this is a new rule. Definitely a new rule, guys. This definitely isn't a rule that we said last year and that we just didn't see through. This is definitely a new rule. Definitely.
Well, let's see if that applies to this one. So the first one for this new upcoming season... countdowns for goal kicks and throw-ins.
Of course it is.
All they've done is change the language.
Yeah, so this way of wording it didn't work. Nothing happened there. So let's just change the words and maybe this will work again.
Yeah, maybe this will work. This is about players who deliberately delay the restart of play. So a countdown does not begin as soon as the ball goes out. Oh, Okay. Any tactic which can be judged as disrupting play, including leaving the ball on a cone or dropping the ball for a teammate, could trigger a countdown. So the ref just goes, 5, 4, 3, and you have to take... They were doing that with throw-ins last year as well. This is not a new rule.
That sounds like how I discipline my toddler. I just do a 5-second countdown when she's misbehaving.
Well, exactly. Well, this is a thing. And also, as a teacher, we do this at times. When I used to work in a school, it's one of those techniques we use a lot. When you want to quiet down the room, 3, 2, 1, and everyone sort of goes quiet by the end of it. It's just kind of how you treat kids. And I think this is a bigger problem with referees. We fixed referees in the past. This is in the line with what we were saying there. Referees aren't respected, and that's because they're treating players like kids.
The thing is, also, though, this whole rule thing, like the more rules we're having, like the less authority the referee even has. Like all the authority are coming from the rules, which are just... And those rules themselves are becoming meaningless because they're just reworded hacks of the previous rules from before. So they're just... It's like Yoda runs the FA or something. He just mumbles up the words a little bit and throws out a new one.
We don't have to repeat the joke from last year. Well, I read out every single word from the laws and stuff from the FA website. Basically, it all becomes a bit convoluted. It's how the refs were meant to understand all these rules, and the players are meant to understand all these rules to be able to follow them as well, is beyond me, because they're just so confusing. And they, as Cess would say, that traitor guy, they've kind of created their own mess, and now they're trying to add new rules to fix the mess that the old rules created in the first place, and it just ends up becoming more and more of a mess. A kind of, they've tied themselves in knots, as Alan Shearer would say.
And this is why I didn't read them.
Fair enough. So I'll quickly summarise. So the main headline rules are, there's also going to be time-limited substitutions. I swear that was the case anyway, but that's coming in too. Injured players must now go off for 1 minute. So that's coming from the World Cup. A lot of these have been influenced by the World Cup we've recently had, with some of these rules coming in. No more goalkeeper tactical timeouts. Now this one I actually like. The goalkeeper goes down to feign injury, and it's so obvious. Yes. It's infuriating, unless it's the team that you're supporting and it's getting you out of a bit of trouble. But it is sort of infuriating from a football purist point of view, because it's just taking the sting out of the game. It's brilliant in a way, because it found a loophole in what was the old rules. But now that's being penalised. So finally, goalkeepers...
So this is because it was only really over the World Cup we saw this, didn't we? Because of the whole... goalkeepers didn't have to go out of play, but players did. But that was for the World Cup, wasn't it, that rule? Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay.
And very similar. So, if a goalkeeper asks for treatment, so if they go down injured, an outfield player, as chosen by the coach, must leave the field for 1 minute.
Ah.
So
they lose
that
a player
I actually do like, because... Yeah, that I actually do like. What I don't like is, on the BBC article, it's got an image of David Raya, who is not the main culprit for this.
That sounds about right.
It showed, if you look at...
No, it sounds about right.
It's not.
Yeah.
Statistically, David Raya wasted a lot less time than several other keepers, including the Martinez's and the Pickfords and all that lot. So... already there's a bit of an agenda against Arsenal, and we haven't even gotten to the new season yet.
Oh, come on. Are we going there already? Have we already got to listen to this nonsense?
Anyway.
Arsenal agenda. And
the next rule, so there is an unprecedented number. Sorry for everyone for this, but you need to know. So handling the ball in the area. I mean, that's been a rule since sliced bread was first invented. I don't know, something like that. In the modern era... the trend is to take a short goal kick. So this is the idea, and we've seen it in a couple of Champions League games and things like that, where the goalkeeper sort of hands the ball to a defender, to take the goal kick, and the defender touches it with their hand. That is now going to be penalised, apparently, if they're going to be consistent with it. So the goalkeeper...
Well, even if the ball's effectively out of play?
Well, that's the thing. That's what they're saying. It's no longer out of play. So when the goalkeeper rolls the ball to a defender... If the defender's going to take the goal kick, no, it's going to be considered as it's already been taken. You can't touch it with your hand or something or other. So, again, it's just more and more rules. It's just like, wow. And finally, there's going to be some more VAR.
Oh, that's just what everybody wants.
Yeah.
That's something I specifically remember from last season.
Yeah.
Everybody asking for more VAR.
Yeah, and we said it several times in our episodes. We love it, don't we? We really want more VAR.
Yeah.
There are a couple of new VAR areas. I just don't understand why this wasn't a thing in the first place, though, to be honest. Players sent off for 2 yellow cards. So VAR will be able to look at the second caution for players who are shown the red card, the second yellow. They can actually, VAR can review that now, whereas it couldn't before. So,
okay.
Yeah, that one I actually don't dislike.
That's actually a good thing. That's not a bad thing. Having said all of that stuff against VAR, I've decided Good job on that one. That one I can accept.
I'd still get rid of VAR. Don't get me wrong. Like I've said in previous episodes from last season and even before that, I'd have the binary decisions. The goal line checks and that sort of thing, or the offsides. Have VAR for that, semi-automated. But anything that involves the kind of human element, the on-pitch stuff, it should just go down to human error. You're going to get mistakes as you do with VAR, but it doesn't ruin the game in the process. So there we are.
That makes a lot of sense.
I think what the FA and what football's trying to do at the moment, what FIFA and this is the FA actually putting this into the Premier League, is if we introduce new rules, it makes things better. It's just like rules for rules' sake. I don't understand.
Yeah.
It's like
also.
It's like those. Diseases are really, really bad. Let's make some better diseases. Oh, this one rots your skin. Yeah, that's a better disease, isn't it? It just doesn't... just because it's newer doesn't make it better. Just because you have more of something doesn't make it better, Yeah,
this is very, very true. The more rules you have, the more rigid the game is going to be, and the less space there is for interpretation. Because, you're just packing more and more rules in there until there's literally imagine there's a box, and there's this little box we're just filling with little sticks, and every stick is a new rule. That box is now absolutely filled to the brim. There's no movement in there. It's just a cube now.
Oh, I
just
like
a big,
it.
rigid cube, and there's no movement and there's nothing going on. Whereas to get a little bit of movement in there, really what we want to be doing is taking out more sticks. You're not going to fix an overfilled box by putting more things in it. You need to take it out.
I love that. That's really good.
Yeah, we need a little bit of movement there, because also I think that stems also into the whole thing you were saying a little bit earlier about refs having respect. Where there's no space for interpretation, there's no real independence from a referee, which shows some level of authority from his part.
Exactly. So it removes their authority.
It's like... Yeah, so where they don't have individual authority to make decisions because there's so many rules, it's like, well, you're not actually making these decisions here. You're just following the rules you've been given. So they're never going to have respect for that. They need less rules, more interpretation,
fewer rules,
more freedom, and then what was that?
Nothing.
Fewer
rules. Yep.
Okay. Lovely, excellent. I love to be corrected twice within 20 minutes. That's great. Right.
We're only halfway through the episode.
Let's not waste any more time critiquing me. But yeah, should...
No. I've got another thing, right? So, building on what you were saying, this links to sort of my experience as a teacher. Going into... When I've taught in different places, when I've taught in secondary schools compared to colleges and stuff like that, secondary schools is much more rule-driven. There's a rule for everything. The more rules you put in place... the more the children or professional footballers, however you want to look at it, you could say children to be honest, try and find
same.
Yeah, exactly. They try and find ways around. The more rules you put in place, the less room there is. So they're trying to wiggle their way around it. They're finding loopholes and stuff like that. So there was a 3-strike rule that. They were called reminders because they didn't like the word warning in school, and it was a reminder. I'm going to give you another reminder and another reminder. You're gonna have to leave the room. Here's a third reminder, and you're out. There's basically 3 strikes and you're out. And the thing is, they play the game, the reminder game we used to call it, where I've got 3 strikes, so I can play about for the first 2, and they deliberately play on the rules, and that's what the footballers are doing. That's what the coaches are doing. They knew that there was a rule around time wasting, or if players go down, they have to go off the pitch. Okay, we'll make our goalkeepers go down, and now the FA's made a fire there. They have to put that fire out, but introducing a new rule. It's just the more rules you put in, the more you're just going to find players and coaches finding another way around them. So. We've got a lot to fix, Dan. I'm glad we got that off our chest.
We should. That was a big old rant from yourself there, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Shock horror. Teacher talking about teaching. Yeah, what a surprise.
Right. Well, detention for Dan, and let's get into some fixes, shall we?
Before we go into the fixes, it's that time now, isn't it? We're getting into the start of the season. Should we have a little... I'm quite interested to see how fantasy football might be shaping up. Should we get into that a bit?
Yes. What do you mean? Do you mean us, or do we bring the guru back?
I think we need to bring the guru back, only because we finished so poorly. We need someone associated with us to do well so that we look better.
Hey, speak of yourself. I finished mid-table.
Yeah, that's exactly where the leader of the podcast should be. That's the best we can do. I think we're going to have to bring him back.
Juicy.
Give us them tips, John.
John's Juicy Tips.
Yeah.
Roll up for a new season of John's Juicy Tips. So, what should you be looking out for your team in the new season? I look out for players who have underperformed last season, or players who are breaking through to the first team for the first time. That gives you great value. So, here's my tips. In defence is a player who was injured most of last season, so he's underpriced at only 5.5 million. It's Josko Guardiola for Man City. Threat from set pieces, he's a great passer of the ball, and Man City had the second most clean sheets last season. In midfield is Christos Solis for Arsenal. He was signed as a squad player, but now it looks like he's going to play most games, as he got 4 assists and 1 goal in pre-season. And up front it's a smelly Swede, Alexander Isak. He had a stinker of a season last season, but I'm backing him to get his form back. With Ekitike out, he should have a long run in the team and plenty of goals.
Cheers, John, and welcome back for the new season. I'm sure everyone else has also missed your juicy tips. And if you fancy proving you've got what it takes to top the table, join the Football is Fixable Alright Podcast FPL League. Just head into the Fantasy Football League app, go to the leagues, join the league by entering the code 6QW9A0. Get involved, compete with other listeners, and if you can climb to the top of the table, you'll get yourself a shout out on that week's episode. Good luck, and may your transfers actually work this season. So, yes, rules. Well, I think part of the problem, as you were saying, is there's too many rules, so we need to get rid of them.
100%. Yeah, that's exactly that. Just get rid of some rules.
Yep, right. Get rid of some. Just lucky dip. I wonder if it would even change the game. Let's just put all the rules in a hat and do a lucky dip and say we're getting rid of 5 and we're going to see what happens.
I think they should put a rule onto the balls for the FA Cup draws.
Oh yeah.
Whatever rule is taken out, that's the one that gets removed.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Don't put them on every single one. Just sporadically stick them to some of the teams. Yeah, number 22. No offsides. Done.
Yeah. No handball. Oh, hang on. That'd be an interesting game of football, wouldn't it? Yeah, ultimately we need to move away from, the bigger problem is moving away from having so many rules. We need to get rid of VAR. We've solved all that in the past. Do you know what? I've got a kind of more out there kind of fix. You ever seen Judge Dredd?
Yes.
Where they're like the judges who are the police. They're not just police officers, they are the judges. They can decide, I am the law type thing. That's what the referees need to be. They should wear those helmets and they need to have more presence on the field. I think the players will be a bit more intimidated and they won't try and, find loopholes around. I mean, you're going to get shot if you're not careful. So we need like Judge Dreds, they need to be judges instead of referees.
We need armed referees. Is that what you're saying?
Well, they could be tasers. So if the players are genuinely hurt, they're not going to fake it. But if they're faking it, I mean, the taser will make sure they don't want to fake it, So,
I mean, as a real promoter of peace, I'm not sure I'm on board with this. But
I do feel the referees in the Premier League do need more authority. And as you said, all these rules are not only complicating things, but they're removing authority from the ref.
There are some good ones, but it doesn't take away from the fact that there are too many. So when there's already too many, no matter how many good rules you put in, if they're on top of more rules that already exist, if you have too many, there's too many.
There's too many, then there is too many. And
then they'll re-release them next year, and then they'll say they're new rules by rewording them a little bit.
Yeah, exactly. We've figured it out. It's like the FA are like trying to earn their money's worth by saying, what are we here to do? I don't know. Let's do something so people notice and we'll just bring a new rule out. It's like I say, new rules aren't necessarily for the better.
I find it bizarre that rules were brought in place to help stop a society going into chaos, right? But now the FA have made it where more rules is now creating more chaos.
Exactly.
They've broken rules.
Yeah.
They've broken them.
Well, we all know that you're just annoyed because you don't understand any of the rules in the first place. Yes, and There we are. Thanks for listening, everyone. Hopefully you've been enlightened by our coverage of the new rules going into the new season. And have a great week. We'll see you next time. It's a goodbye from me.
And it's a goodbye from me.